Now let's talk about question number 5. How does the progeny formed from asexual reproduction differ from those formed by sexual reproduction? Now we know that what is asexual reproduction and what is sexual reproduction. Let's discuss it once more. We know that asexual reproduction is a biological process in which only one parent is going to form a new offspring or a progeny which is exactly similar to itself. That is similar in case of morphology as well as genetical level. So a progeny formed through asexual reproduction is genetically as well as morphologically similar to its parent. These kind of offsprings who have been produced from asexual kind of reproduction does not show any variation in them. Hence, they are exactly similar and they are termed as clones. Alright, and because of no variations found in them, they are less adapted to their environment. In case of sexual reproduction, we know that it is also a biological process which involves two different individuals of separate sexes, of different sexes. One is male and another one is female. So in case of sexual reproduction, which is a advanced type of reproduction, sexual reproduction, it involves two different parents, it involves two different individuals, both of individuals or both of different sexes produces different kind of gametes. Then after these gametes are going to be fused with each other to form a new organism, to form a new offspring. That offsprings will contain variation, genetic variation due to crossing over during meiosis of gametic formation, and these variations leads or results into the more adaptability of them into their environment. Alright, and they are not exactly identical to their parents. They are identical to parents, they are similar to their parents, but not genetically, not morphologically exactly similar to their parents. Whereas the offsprings are genetically as well as morphologically similar to parents in case of asexual kind of reproduction, that is primitive type of reproduction. In case of asexual reproduction, both unicellular organism and multicellular organism, both type of organisms can reproduce through asexual type of reproduction because it have some advantages, that is it takes or it consumes less energy as compared to sexual reproduction. It also happens quickly as compared to sexual reproduction. So some of the organism chooses to reproduce through asexual means of reproduction. Now on the screen we are going to write the differences of offsprings produced from both these type of reproduction. In the left column we are going to talk about the offsprings produced from asexual reproduction. Offsprings of asexual reproduction, as this question is actually asking about the progeny formed from sexual and asexual reproduction. Now here we are going to talk about the offsprings of sexual reproduction. Alright, so first of all we are going to write about the differences between these two types of reproduction. That asexual reproduction, if we talk about the asexual reproduction, can be termed as a biological, of course it is a biological process which involves only one parent, only one parent. We know that this kind of asexual reproduction involves only one parent, and there is no gametic formation in asexual reproduction, as well as there is no fusion of gamete. If there is no gametic formation, then there will be no, plus there will be no gametic fusion. No gametic fusion occurs in the case of asexual reproduction. Second thing is the offsprings or progeny, the offsprings or progeny produced from asexual or from this type of reproduction are termed as clone. Why is it so? Because they are genetically and morphologically similar to their parents. There is no variation. There is no variation at all. No variation can be seen in the organisms of asexual reproduction or the progeny of asexual reproduction. So there will be no variations in this. And because of no variations, the offsprings are less adapted to their environment. Hence, there is less chances of survival of the offsprings produced from asexual reproduction. In case of sexual reproduction, we know that, first of all, this is also a biological process. This is also a biological process which involves two different parents of different sexes, There will be gametic formation, of course. There will be gametic formation as well as fusion. Fusion as well as formation of gamete occurs in the case of sexual reproduction. The offsprings are not identical, exactly not identical, but they are similar. They are of their parents' kind. So, offsprings produced are of similar kind. Yes, they are similar kind, but are not exactly similar. Not exactly similar. That means they have variation. Variations can be seen in the organisms or the offsprings produced from sexual reproduction. That means all the organisms of sexual reproduction or all sexually reproducing organisms have variations among them as well as have variations to their parents. Alright, so if there are variations, they are more adapted. Or we can say better chances of survival they have. Alright, so this is the answer of question number 5, that this is the difference between the offsprings produced from asexual reproduction, and this is what we call the differences or features of organisms produced from sexual reproduction. They are more adaptable, they have better chances of survival. In case of asexual organisms or progeny, they have less chances of survival because there is no genetic variation and they involve genetic variation. So this is the complete solution of question number 5.